Yo, what up, man? Your boy Infamous Tex right here, broadcasting from the north side. My side over here at Kuts BarberShop. You know what I'm saying?
Gotta
Hey,
say it right.
we Hustletown certified with it. You've been Hustletown certified for a minute, but you also just recently got certified on some other things. TXMXFLEX, about to flex next on Hustletown Network with Infamous Tex.
Yes,
Come
sir.
on, man.
Bars.
Come on.
Bars.
Golly.
On the fly, bro. On the spot.
Okay, so you just want some pretty big accolades. What,
Yeah.
what came first, as far as
The chicken.
bartender?
The egg.
Or all right, I like that answer. Bartender or artist? Because I've seen you do both.
That's a good
You're
question.
cold at both.
That's a good question. That's actually I haven't thought about that.
Man, which
Um,
one really was it? Or did it all just kind of
technically-
happen?
Technically, it was artist
Okay.
because I started learning guitar when I was 16, and it was like the January before I started working. I started working that summer. So when I started working, I was working restaurants around that time. And from there, I ended up moving up into bartending. So I moved my way up in the restaurant, went from food runner. Actually, I was a busboy first. Busboy into food runner, into barback, into bartender.
Did you get that started from the bottom? Now I'm here when you won this recent bartender going to be of Texas, basically. I'm gonna
Yeah,
tell you like
yes,
that. We're
sir,
just
yes,
speaking
sir.
2024. Tell me about how you felt when you won it. How you even got into that? I didn't even know that was a thing. Like when I
Yeah,
saw it, I
yeah.
couldn't. I watched the whole episode
So
that
I
you
got,
were on it and you won.
I got
Two.
onto speed rows at the very, very most ground level. So they were looking for bartenders to compete for their competition last season, and it was a best in Houston, basically. So they were just bringing on people. Winner took home $1,000.
Man.
I ended up winning by like 5 seconds. That
Yeah.
was super close.
Yeah.
Then season 2 happened. They wanted me to bring me back, and I basically had to start from the bottom all the way over again. I was in the trenches with everybody. It wasn't like they have to win and then we compete. No, it's like
Start all
I'm
over
in there.
again.
I'm in the bracket. I had to beat 5 people in a row this time around. So I'm actually 9-0 right now. I'm undefeated in terms of speed bartending.
Man, and then the reaction, when I saw your reaction, I'm like, I remember that reaction, even
Yeah.
from straight out of Texas.
Yeah.
Y'all were our finalists on a couple of shows, I want to say, but I know that on the one at Main Street Tap and Grill,
Yeah.
you had that phrase. It was, I want to say, let's fucking go!
Oh yes, sir.
Hold
Yes,
on,
sir.
man.
Yes,
I'm telling you,
sir.
I could tell your excitement when you won. How did you feel when you won the second time? When you won that second time, holy shit.
Yeah, honestly, that one. Okay, so when I won the first time, it was just a brand new thing. So
Right.
it was super exciting. That let's fucking go. That I got that from my younger brother. He is
Yeah.
a big sports person. He loves baseball, so he's very aggressive when it comes to competitive sports. And he's always saying, "Let's fucking go!" And it just kind of came out. I'll be honest.
Yeah.
I was very excited to have won that one. Like I said, so what's crazy about that first season one, I was actually slower than the other bartender, technically. So he was 12 seconds faster than I was.
Right.
But I ended up winning because his penalties overseeded what I was doing. My penalties, I think I had like 3 minutes and 41 seconds total.
Right.
And then he had like 3 minutes and 46 seconds total. So I ended up winning by 5 seconds due to the number of penalties that we both got.
And
It was
penalties.
crazy.
Explain it. What do you mean penalties?
Penalties for
those-
speed rows are, you miss a garnish, you don't clean
Right.
out your tins
Not
in
the right
between.
percentage and stuff like
yeah,
that, if
everything's
that's-
got to be accurate. You got to
Okay.
make sure that you're pouring accurate. Your shots have to be at a certain level, otherwise they're not counted. Like you get penalized for that.
Damn.
Everything's very specific. They're trying to find the fastest bartender in Texas, but at the same time they're trying to find the most accurate bartender in Texas. So it's a little bit of both. If you try to just push through it and ignore the penalties, you're going to be penalized a lot harder than if you pay attention to the penalties as you're doing it. And you have to have a strategy going in there, and my strategy just ended up being the one that won.
Man, I like the concept of that
it's dope.
show.
It's dope.
And then bartending, hey, it's like DJing with liquor. Okay.
Yeah.
This shit was
Yeah.
dope. Watching y'all do your thing. It's like watching two DJs battle at the same time.
I love the fact that hip hop and bartending go hand in hand, like cocktails while you're at an album listening party. Like I love the fact that hip hop has always had room for tequila brands, for
Yeah.
vodka brands, for whiskey brands. Like there's always a niche
Yeah.
that every single one of these artists fills, and through that you find them being influenced by what brand they're promoting as
Right.
well. Like I think
Yeah.
OT was promoting the tequila brand for
De Leon tequila.
Yeah. So I mean, I
Yeah.
love the fact that they thought of him for that because he'd be a great person to push.
And that was smart,
know.
actually.
Yeah,
When I
that
saw
was
that
a
commercial
smart.
and co-signed from Diddy, that was pretty big.
Big.
You know?
I saw that too.
And,
I was like very. It was like a proud moment. Like I was proud of OT for that.
Man,
like
me
that's
too.
how I knew he made it, bro. He's getting like sponsorships from alcohol companies.
Every time you
There's a
blink,
lot
he
of
hits a
money
new
there.
accolade, right? A new
Yeah.
milestone every time he blinks. Shout out to that Mexican OT. You were on the same concert as OT. It was
That's
our
actually
very
where we
first-
met.
Yeah.
That's where Death Forever met, actually.
Yeah, everybody. Hey, man, I'm telling you, the hustle time, man, it brings us all together. That's right. So
Yeah.
a Dead Senzu, y'all had never really.
We had 2 separate sets.
Wow.
And then he ended up, like, as I'm leaving, he pulls up with Kika, and he's like, oh, hey, man, we should do some music together, this and that. And honestly, like, you know, in the moment, it was just like, yeah, we'll meet up later. And then we ended up working together, and then we ended up dropping an entire EP together. And eventually,
dope.
it just kind of became, I'm part of the Dead Forever world.
I like that.
Yeah, it's been a ride since. Past
Man.
2 years have been crazy.
That straight out of Texas brought a lot of stuff together. To be
Yeah,
honest, there were a
brought the
lot
community
of
together.
brands, artists that were launched their first time hitting the stage, and now they're doing their thing all the time. We brought out like a lot of debuts of people. You know, Yazzie Nicole, G Love. There were so many people that was making a name for themselves. Same thing with y'all. Now let's talk about the Dead Forever.
Dead Forever world?
Are y'all still currently working on a group project?
Yeah,
Or
yeah,
what's
we got
on the
some,
music side. What's update me on the music side.
We took a mental break year last year, and I think, like, you know, actually everybody but Sensu was still dropping. Like, that man does not stop.
Oh, yeah.
He's
Stays
got
working.
crazy work ethic, and
yeah.
that's the difference between me and him. I'm a very passionate writer. I write when I am motivated, when I find the passion, when I find the interest, when I find the niche. Otherwise, it's really hard for me to come up with stuff. But he's disciplined. Like,
Yeah.
he does this every single day for 8 hours a day.
Yeah,
You know, like, he's always behind the computer engineering a beat, always freestyling. He's making freestyle an entire song off the bat.
Yeah.
And like, that's discipline. You know, that takes a lot of discipline. That ain't me though. I'll be
No.
honest. Like, I find the moment and I'm heated or something. You know, like, my emotions are crazy, so I have to like write it down. You know, it's like, it keeps me sane, if anything.
Well, y'all both got really dope stage presence. The energy, like, it definitely goes hand in hand with each
Yeah,
other.
I think it worked out very well together. Actually,
Yeah,
It's,
it's like-
in hindsight, I never would have thought that.
It's like hitting a switch with you guys, straight
Yeah.
up. Like, I've seen it to where just
The
very-
moment we're on stage, we're already going. Like, it doesn't matter if the
Yeah.
music is started or not. We're already on stage.
Man, that's live right there, man. So y'all be on the lookout. Of course, I know y'all gonna stay working all the time. So real quick, drop your social media and also the group social media so you can stay on top with
So
everything.
I
Dead
am
Senzu, everybody.
TXMXFLEX, TXMXFLEX. It's basically Tex-Mex but without the E's in it. So
Hell yeah.
TXMXFLEX.
TXMXFLEX.
And then Dead Forever World is the group. It's me, Dead Sensu, Kika, Flekizi, and Kanashi. And yeah, man, we just like making music, and we don't really try to stick to any genres. It's not just hip hop. We'll be doing pop. We'll be doing alternative rock. You know, Kanashi's been doing a lot of rock stuff lately, a lot of metal influenced stuff. Yeah, man.
dope.
Yeah, we just do whatever we feel like doing that day.
Hey, man, hitting every different style. Again, man, y'all guys are on fire right here. I want to ask this last question real quick. Bartender
Yes,
stuff,
sir.
right?
Yes, sir.
What's your favorite drink to put together, whether it's a shot or what's that one drink that you know that you're just like, I'm a beast at this one. If they order this one, it's going to be off the chain. Your favorite
Like a
one to
personal drink or like a classic cocktail?
personal drink.
Personal drink. My Mexican candy.
Okay.
So I have a Mexican candy that I don't know if you've ever taken a Mexican candy shot anywhere. It's
Yeah, oh, yeah.
basically watermelon pucker with like tequila,
Right.
Tabasco, and sweet and sour usually.
Right.
I don't like using things that aren't fresh ever
Okay.
whenever it comes to any of my drinks that I'm putting my name on it, you
Right,
know.
right, right,
so I'm gonna put the most effort forward. I like making a lot of aguas frescas. So what I did was
Yeah.
I took tamarind paste and I turned it into a syrup and I infused chile de árbol into it. So it was like a spicy,
Yeah.
spicy tamarind syrup.
Yeah.
And then I take some watermelon and I, blend it up and then strain it out. Just straight fresh watermelon juice.
Right on.
Fresh squeezed lime juice. And then I add a mezcal to it.
Oh shit, mezcal. What's that?
A mezcal is basically like Tequila is anything made with this one very specific strain of agave.
Oh, got you.
Anything outside, and plus tequila has to be made within 5 specific states in Mexico for it to be considered tequila.
Really?
You know? Yeah, 5 states in Mexico for it to be considered
some game right here.
specific
Didn't know
strain specifically in these 5 states. Anything outside of that is distilled in Mexico is considered a mezcal.
Damn.
So mezcal can be anything from smoky to spicy to vegetal. There's no like actual specific flavor profile for what mezcal is supposed to taste like. It's just based off of per brand, per batch.
Man, I used to go to Moscow Mule.
Moscow Mule smack, bro.
But yeah, no, the tequila route is always a fun route. Okay, now what's your least favorite drink to make? Or what's the
mojitos?
Mojitos?
Mojitos.
I think you're right too.
Let me explain why, bro. 90% of the time, there will not be mint behind any bar that you go to. It's probably in the cooler because, you know, it's in the back. So I actually don't even know if I have mint at the moment that you asked me to make this mojito. So then I go to the back. It's either there or it's not. If it's not there, hey, man, it is what it is. Yeah. But boom, we come back with the mint. We muddle the mint. We're making the drink. Boom, boom, shake out the mojito, strain it out. Now there's pieces of little mojito everywhere. There's little pieces of mint that are all over your strainer. It's all over your shaker tin. And unless you clean it out thoroughly and make sure that there's perfectly clean, your drinks are going to come out with little pieces of mint inside of it. And those are going to get sent back.
Yeah. It's like trying to drink one of those drinks with the cucumber chunks in them and little pieces like that. Yeah, I like that stuff too. I ain't gonna lie, but I love
bartending though. I love bartending.
So real quick, you want to shout out exactly, you know, if they want to come check you out live in action on the
I got
and then also on the
I got a back-to-back freestyle coming out actually because I won this competition back-to-back 2 seasons in a row.
Yeah,
so back-to-back freestyle coming soon. Come check us out at That Forever World. We'll be having some events this year for sure. Speed Rails, come check out Speed Rails. We have a Houston versus Dallas season coming up here in March. It's getting pretty shiesty out here, dog. Oh, yeah. It's you know, Dallas and Houston. They've always had that rivalry.
That's our thing.
Yeah. Shout out Bartender to CEO. That's the homie John. He's the person that's been putting me on the bartending side of things, and honestly, I really appreciate everything that he's done for me. He's helping me really expand the brand and start. I really, you know, 5 years ago, I never would have thought that any of this would have accumulated to what it is right now. But
and you just got labeled that Mexican OT of bartending.
Yeah, that was a really cool nickname they gave me, bro. I love that. That is probably my favorite nickname I've ever been called.
Man, that's live.
Yeah, it's nice, bro. It's been a nice year. I think 2024 is about building on that momentum. And you know, let's just see how far it goes.
Well, definitely I definitely think we're gonna go 3 for 3. So
if I hit the 3-peat, that's crazy, dog. If I hit if y'all let me hit the 3-peat, I'm just gonna retire. I'm just gonna retire after that.
Hey, I'll drink to that. Hey, man, follow TXMXFLEX on Instagram. TXMX
Yes, sir.
Because coming up next, man, I am infamous Tex right here.
Bars.
Diamond Kuts Barbershop. Spinning them bars right here with
We out here, man.
We out.
Boom.